Welcome to Image Deco, your cozy corner of inspiration for all things home design and interior styling. In today's video, we're diving into the enchanting world of small French gardens. These spaces blend timeless romance with elegant simplicity, creating courtyards and backyards that feel like they're straight out of a storybook. Whether you have a tiny yard or a petite patio, we'll explore ways you can infuse it with French countryside charm using thoughtful styling tips and the latest garden design inspirations for 2025. From classic wrought-iron furniture to lush lavender blooms, and rustic stone textures to cozy evening lighting, this video is your guide to creating a serene, storybook garden in your very own home. So, if you're ready to breathe beauty and balance into your backyard, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and drop a comment with your favorite idea. Let's begin your French garden transformation now. What makes a French garden feel so effortlessly romantic is its perfect harmony of structure and softness. In small spaces, it's especially important to balance these elements carefully. A French-style courtyard often begins with a clearly defined layout. Symmetry is key. Pathways made of gravel or cobblestone provide direction, while boxwood hedges or low-growing plants offer gentle order. These lines are softened by blooming florals such as lavender, roses, and foxglove, which spill over edges and create a lush, welcoming atmosphere. Even a modest backyard can mimic this structure by using planters and defined borders. Incorporate charming vintage touches like distressed benches, wrought iron accents, or climbing vines to evoke a sense of nostalgia. A compact space becomes instantly more serene and romantic when you let nature play with form and function. By shaping your garden this way, you'll turn even the smallest courtyard into a space that feels expansive and utterly enchanting. essential feature of the small French garden is the intimate courtyard, a secluded retreat wrapped in old-world charm. Imagine a cozy corner paved with stones, with an elegant bistro table set beneath a flowering vine-covered trellis. This type of setting creates a perfect balance between usable space and ornamental beauty. In 2025, courtyard design is trending toward integrating multifunctional areas, such as combining dining nooks with planter zones or building bench seating into garden walls. Keep the scale proportional. A small iron cafe table or a foldable wooden set works wonders in tighter corners. Add structure with trellises, climbing roses, and even wall-hugging fountains that conserve space while adding character. Plants like lavender and thyme not only smell divine but serve as charming edging. This intimate layout invites slow moments, sipping morning coffee, reading under the vines, or enjoying quiet conversations in a space that feels miles away from the bustle of everyday life. French gardens are nothing without their iconic palette of greenery and blooms. Selecting the right mix of plants is crucial, especially in small gardens where each species plays a major role in defining the space. For 2025, we're seeing a return to soft, romantic choices like lavender, climbing roses, peonies, and hydrangeas, timeless blooms that speak to classic elegance. These plants not only offer visual beauty but create fragrance, texture, and softness around hardscaping elements like walls or patios. Use varying heights and textures to add depth. Tall plants in corners can frame the space while trailing vines soften edges. Don't forget herbs as basil, thyme, and rosemary not only enhance your cooking but add lush green volume to your garden. In tight spots, vertical gardening or hanging baskets filled with trailing petunias or fuchsia can maximize visual impact without taking up ground space. Choosing the right plants creates a living, breathing artwork just outside your door. Textures and materials are what truly bring a small French garden to life. Think about what you feel when you walk through the space, your feet crunching on gravel, your hand brushing past stone walls or climbing ivy, the aged iron of a garden gate. In 2025, designers are emphasizing authenticity. Choose classic French textures like cobblestone or terracotta tiles for the ground, and pair them with time-worn wooden benches or weathered stone pots. Layer your space with a mix of rough and soft textures, aged clay planters filled with lush greenery, linen cushions on wrought-iron chairs, or rustic wooden trellises supporting vibrant vines. The combination of these natural elements helps evoke the ambience of a traditional countryside retreat. Even if your garden is only a few meters wide, the right textures can transport you directly to Provence. Let your fingers and eyes delight in every tactile detail of your personal outdoor sanctuary. Styling a small French garden doesn't mean compromising on comfort or personality. It's an opportunity to get creative with furnishings and layout. In 2025, there's a growing love for blending utility with vintage charm. Opt for foldable or stackable bistro furniture that's as pretty as it is functional. Soft linens, patterned cushions, and even a delicate tablecloth can elevate a simple outdoor dining setup. A mix of materials like wrought tan, wrought iron, and aged wood adds depth and storytelling to your space. Look for vintage finds at flea markets or repurpose older items like an antique ladder into a vertical planter shelf. Keep accessories minimal yet meaningful, perhaps a pair of lanterns, a tray of candles, or a ceramic pitcher filled with fresh garden cuts. Thoughtfully styled, even a small corner becomes a dreamy, lived-in part of your home. The key is making it feel collected over time, rather than overly polished. Romance truly comes alive in a French garden after sunset. Lighting plays an essential role in transforming your courtyard into a cozy evening retreat. String lights draped across a pergola, delicate fairy lights nestled in climbing plants, and lanterns perched on stone tables all contribute to an intimate, magical atmosphere. For 2025, outdoor lighting is focusing on warmth and energy efficiency. Think solar-powered lanterns or LED candles that flicker like real flames. Soft uplighting under shrubs or trees adds depth to your garden while maintaining a subtle glow. Consider installing wall sconces on garden walls or using shepherd hooks to hang pendant lights for vertical interest. Incorporate reflective surfaces like mirrors or water features to amplify the ambient lighting. When done right, lighting becomes the final brushstroke that brings your romantic French garden to life. It's no longer just a garden, it's a glowing escape where you'll want to linger all evening long. Water features have long been a hallmark of French garden design, and even in small spaces, they can be both practical and poetic. A petite stone fountain tucked into a garden corner adds not only visual interest but soothing sounds that enhance the tranquility of the space. For 2025, designers are leaning into timeless, compact styles, such as wall-mounted fountains or basin-style features made from natural stone or aged ceramic. These integrate beautifully with climbing plants and aged surfaces, becoming seamless parts of the garden rather than focal distractions. Their presence creates movement and sound, engaging more senses and encouraging mindfulness. Even a small bird bath can bring life and charm to your courtyard, inviting nature to join your serene retreat. When choosing your water feature, think of it not as decoration, but as a gentle, grounding presence that connects your garden to the traditions and calm rhythm of the French countryside. French garden can also double as an extension of your home, an outdoor room designed for daily living and quiet indulgence. In 2025, this idea is being embraced more than ever, with layered textiles, outdoor rugs, and creative accessories helping to transform patios into cozy sanctuaries. A simple rug underfoot, paired with plush cushions and weather-friendly throws, can make even the smallest area feel intimate and inviting. Add decorative touches like vintage trays, a curated stack of books, or even a weathered cabinet-turned-garden shelf to personalize your retreat. Use planters to define corners or create a visual wall with tall shrubs or latticework. Don't be afraid to express yourself through garden art, sculptures, or patterned tiles. These touches elevate the space from a basic garden to a curated outdoor lounge where every detail reflects your taste and the timeless warmth of French design. We've come to the end of our romantic journey through small French garden inspiration, and we hope you're leaving with a heart full of ideas and a sketchbook ready for your own backyard retreat. Whether it's a classic bistro setup, climbing roses on a trellis, a bubbling fountain, or soft lighting that turns your garden into a moonlit haven, these styling tips for 2025 can help you turn even the tiniest space into something truly magical. French garden design is less about perfection and more about soul, textures that tell a story, plants that grow a little wild, and furniture that's been loved over time. It's about creating beauty in the details. Thank you so much for watching. If this video inspired you, please don't forget to like, subscribe to Image Deco, and comment below with your favorite design tip or share your own garden makeover. Until next time, happy decorating and bon jardin!